Time can be a devilish adversary, quietly eradicating memories and visibly sculpting the temptation to forget and deny. But we can search for ways to combat it. Tools that light flames meant to glow for generations to come. To seize their attention, to capture their hearts, to compel them to remember what the devil in our midst is capable of. 30 years ago, the USC Shoah Foundation embarked on a mission to find survivors of the Holocaust and record their stories, what they saw, who they lost, how they lived.
We were marching in the middle of the street, and the sidewalks were packed with people jeering. Everybody thought that, okay, we are going to be moved, but we are not going to be killed. I was one of those dehumanized human beings.
56,000 stories of survival have been captured in 65 countries in 44 languages.
People ask me, are you angry? I said, I move beyond the anger. I have no time to hate. If I would hate today, I would still be a prisoner.
The idea was to ensure their voices would never be silenced, their losses never overlooked, and their stories could live forever. But they didn't survive merely to become memories, and so the mission was always destined to evolve. Even all these decades later, there are not simply more Holocaust stories still to collect, but the testimonies, too, of the ongoing struggle against anti-Semitism that continues all today across the world. Prejudice, racism, and hatred are just as prevalent now as they have ever been.
Students need to know the Holocaust happened. Students need to know the degree to which it happened, and they need to know the profound effect the Holocaust had on future generations.
The Shoah Foundation exists for one simple reason: to create a platform so that the voices of survivors of the Holocaust can help shape and establish a better, more peaceable world for us all to live in.
The testimonies began being taken about 30 years ago, and yet here we are at a moment that we need those testimonies as much, if not more, than ever.
Putting faces, voices, and stories to this hatred remains the most powerful way to combat it all. The greatest strength of what we've recorded is how it can connect with those just on their way.
That is the rationale for this endeavor, to educate the next generations so that tolerance becomes a way of life.
Their tales will always endure. Their resilience will always resonate. Their lives will always matter. The USC Shoah Foundation. The mission has just begun.